So my name is Molly Phillips. For those that didn't hear from me, like yesterday I presented. I work for a project called BioQUEST along with, I also work along with Blue, which is Biodiversity Literacy and Undergrad Education. And I'm also part of the Spinach Education Committee. And I also help with BCNet. I have a lot of hats. So if any of these projects that I've been talking about are interesting to you, feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to connect you. But I wanted to talk specifically about how you can publish your resources on the QUBES Hub. The QUBES Hub stands for Quantitative Undergraduate Biology Education and Synthesis. This was a grant funded project that has now ended, but is now being sustained and maintained by the BioQuest Curriculum Consortium. And since it's now on a sustainability path, it's also a lot more open. They used to be very focused on quantitative biology, as you would expect, but now they're really just focused on being a platform for anybody who wants to share educational materials, regardless of level or topic, etc. And it's also open to chemistry, really just all STEM resources. Definitely, if you're looking for audience, this is definitely a more undergraduate faculty, community college, and AP biology audience for folks that are coming to the QUBES Hub looking for resources. But like I said, they are open to all. And so when you publish a resource on QUBES, you get a publicly accessible record. So you can share that link, and that could have all of your files in one place. So it's really helpful when you're doing talks like these and things like that. You could just share one link and they'll have maybe they'll have a recording, they'll have files to your lesson plans. Maybe it'll just be a file to your website pointing to it, but there's a nice summary page and things like that. And your resource will be listed whether you publish in our natural history education portal, which I'll show in a second, or you just publish it broadly on QUBES. It means that the resource is now listed and publicly available for people to search. And every time you make a publication, you get a full citation, which includes a DOI. So this is super helpful, especially for emerging professionals, or maybe you're just getting into education and you want to build that CV. You can add the citations as your open educational resources and really show that you're contributing some scholarship to the areas of biology education. I put a link here and a QR code. I'm happy to pop those in the chat as well. And then I figured I'd take just a couple of minutes to show you guys what the education portal looks like. So it's going to, and feel free to put in the chat if anyone has questions or interrupt me. Not the right QUBES Hub. Here we are. So this is what the natural history education portal looks like. As you can see, it shares the logo with the demo camp because this portal is also maintained by the Education Committee of Spinach. You can go here to view resources and also see how your resources will show up as educational materials. So they show up as tiles here. And you can see quickly that it gives metrics information. This is honestly what drew me here when I was working for IDIC Bio, looking for places to help curate and organize educational resources, because when we're part of a grant, it's really important to be able to share metrics and show the use. And that's one of the pluses of publishing an OER on QUBES. Let's see, I will click on this first one. My internet's being a bit slow, but I'll give you kind of a quick overview of what a resource looks like. This one was published by Vicky Chan. Sorry, it's being so slow. There we go. And so when you publish a resource, you include authorship information, a summary, and also licensing information. So how you would like your resource to be shared, adapted, etc. And then they use this to create a citation, which I think is here at the bottom. So here is how you would cite this work, whether you're using it, adapting it, or maybe you're Vicky and you want to show that, what you've created. You can also find all of the metrics and things like that. And so over here is the view all files. This is the content. So she has some PDFs and a link here that goes to an explorable on Figma. And then she also has a description and learning objectives. Sorry. What's really cool about this is, yeah, you can, keep track of who is using your module or your resource, but you can also keep track of who's adapting it. So anybody could come here and go, wow, I really love this identifiers, but I added a video tutorial, and then they can actually adapt it to make sure that Vicky still is getting credit and attribution, but they're also getting credit and attribution for their citation. And that is pretty much all I wanted to show you all. I'd be happy to help anybody who has questions. Oh, maybe I'll also show here. Let me do one more thing before I start. Sorry. I'm going to go back and go to participate. So this is where you would go to add your own resource. First, you do have to make a QUBES account. It's one of those things that takes 5 seconds. So you just need an email. You can join with Google. And then you join the natural history collections, which means that you become a member here. And once you do these steps, then you can start a new resource in this project. So I'm already a member, and so I can go here, and this is what the process looks like. You would say, I want to do a QUBES resource, which just means a general resource. These others are very specific projects. This is where you add in your files. I don't know if it'll let me go next without adding anything. This is where you add in your abstracts and resources. I think that's basically where it'll tell me. It's not going to let me go further. Oh, yeah, and this is where you add in your authors. And you have licensing information here. And this is where you put in your metadata or your tags. So what kind of teaching material, reference material, publication, presentation, data sets. As you can see, it's really flexible. You can choose an audience level, how long, what kind of software is needed to do it. You can they also have inclusive pedagogy, universal design pedagogy, and open science and education ontologies. And you can also then add your own keywords. And this is how the portal is searchable. And then once you finish all of that, you go and publish. So it's a very step-by-step and easy process once you get logged in and you have an account. That's honestly the trickiest part. Not that that's tricky, but that's honestly the most arduous part. So with that, I'm going to stop and see if there are any questions. Thanks.